We ran. Branches clawed at my arms, wet leaves slapped against my face, and the mist curled around us like ghostly fingers. Jungkook's grip on my hand was unrelenting, his pace swift, almost desperate. The forest was a maze of darkness, the cold air burning in my lungs. Jungkook, where are we going? Jungkook, away from here. They won't stop until they have you. His voice was sharp, but I heard it, the fear beneath the calm. We broke through the tree line, stumbling onto a narrow dirt road. A car was parked there, sleek and dark, its engine running. Jungkook, get in. I hesitated, my heart pounding. But I didn't have a choice. He pulled open the door, practically pushing me inside before sliding into the driver's seat. The car roared to life, tearing down the winding road. Trees blurred by in a dark, twisted dance. I forced myself to breathe, to think, but my mind was a tangled mess. Who was that? Who were they? Jungkook, rivals. They want leverage. They think you're the way to get to me, but I don't. I don't matter. I'm nothing to them. His hands gripped the steering wheel tighter. Jungkook, not to them, but to me. The words hung in the air, unfinished. A confession and a curse. Headlights appeared behind us, blinding in the darkness. My heart jumped. They're following us. Jungkook, of course they are. His jaw clenched, his eyes locked on the rearview mirror. He jerked the wheel, the car swerving down a narrow, muddy path. The lights behind us followed, closer now. Jungkook, hold on. The car jolted, mud splashing against the windows. Trees loomed on either side, a tunnel of darkness. Suddenly, he yanked the wheel, the car sliding sideways before coming to a screeching halt. Jungkook, get down. Don't move. I ducked, curling against the seat, barely breathing. The roar of the other car grew louder, then sped past, vanishing into the mist. Silence. Just the faint hum of our engine. Jungkook exhaled, leaning back, his grip on the wheel loosening. Did we lose them? Jungkook, for now. But he didn't relax. His eyes were still scanning the trees, the road, every shadow. This is insane. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be with you. His gaze snapped to me, sharp and hurt. Jungkook, then leave. What? Jungkook, I'll slow down. I'll stop. You can get out and disappear. I won't stop you. But his voice was laced with something else, a challenge, a plea. My chest tightened. I looked at the forest outside, dark, endless, hungry. I could run. I could disappear. But where would I go? Who would keep me safe? I can't. His shoulders relaxed, just slightly. Jungkook, then let me protect you. Why, Jungkook? Why do you care so much? Silence again. He stared ahead, his expression unreadable. Jungkook, because I pulled you into this. And I won't let them take you. And if they do? His jaw tightened. Jungkook, then I'll burn everything they have to the ground. The car started moving again, slower this time, winding down a quiet, misty road. Where are we going? Jungkook, somewhere they won't look for you. Somewhere only I know. The tension settled slightly, but the fear didn't. I stared out the window, the mist swirling in the pale moonlight. But as the minutes passed, a strange calm settled over me. Maybe it was exhaustion. Maybe it was the quiet determination in his voice. Or maybe it was the way his hand never let go of the wheel, never let go of control. But I knew one thing, wherever he was taking me, it was a place I could never escape from. The mist thickened as we drove, twisting around the trees like ghostly fingers. Jungkook didn't speak, his focus locked on the road ahead. My mind raced, but exhaustion weighed me down. Finally, we pulled up to a small, weathered cabin nestled in a dense forest. Dark, silent, and isolated. Jungkook, we'll stay here. Just for a while. I climbed out of the car, the cold air biting against my skin. My legs trembled, but I followed him inside. Cabin was sparse. A single couch, a small fireplace, and a narrow bed tucked in the corner. Jungkook flipped a switch, but the lights didn't come on. Jungkook, power's out. Of course. He grabbed a flashlight, the beam cutting through the darkness. Is this yours? Jungkook, a place I use when things get bad. His voice was tight, distant. He tossed his jacket over the back of the couch and knelt by the fireplace, striking a match. Flames sparked to life, casting a soft, warm glow. I hovered by the door, my arms wrapped around myself. Jungkook, what now? He looked at me, shadows dancing across his face. Jungkook, now you stay out of sight. I make some calls. I figure out who's after you. And if they find us here, they won't. But the uncertainty in his voice betrayed him. Silence settled between us, broken only by the soft crackling of the fire. I sank into the couch, my body sinking into the worn cushions. You've done this before, haven't you? Run. Hide. Jungkook, more times than I can count. Does it always end like this? Jungkook, no. Sometimes it's worse. My chest tightened. I wanted to ask him how many times he'd lost this fight. How many people had he tried to save? But I didn't. Because I was afraid of the answer. He leaned against the wall, staring into the fire. His face was unreadable, but there was a darkness in his eyes. Why did you choose this life? Jungkook, I didn't. It chose me. That's not an answer. Jungkook, it's the only one you'll get. I looked away, staring at the flames. The warmth was comforting, but it didn't chase away the cold that gripped my chest. Will you leave? Once you figure things out? His gaze flicked to me, sharp but uncertain. Jungkook, do you want me to? My heart raced. Did I? Did I want him to disappear, to leave me here alone? I don't know. He sighed, rubbing his hand across his jaw. Jungkook, get some rest. I'll keep watch. I nodded, but sleep felt impossible. I lay on the couch, the dim light of the fire dancing across the ceiling, but my thoughts refused to settle. Images of that intruder, the fear in his eyes when Jungkook attacked, the quiet rage in Jungkook's face, and the way his voice softened whenever he spoke to me. I didn't want to care. I didn't want to trust him. But I did. I must have drifted off at some point because when I opened my eyes, the fire was low, and the cabin was cold, but Jungkook was gone. I shot up, my heart pounding. Jungkook? Silence. Panic surged through me. Had they found him? Was he just gone? I rushed to the door, but it was still locked. The mist outside was thick, the trees twisting like dark fingers. A soft rustle. I spun around, and the door creaked open. Jungkook stepped inside, his expression tense. But when he saw me, his shoulders relaxed. Jungkook, you're awake. Where were you? Jungkook, scouting. Making sure no one followed. And? He shook his head. Jungkook, we're clear. For now. I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. You should have told me. Jungkook, and have you panicked? No. I was already panicking. A faint smile touched his lips, but it was gone just as quickly. Jungkook, sorry. The word was so soft, almost hesitant. Like he wasn't used to saying it. But before I could reply, the wind held outside, the trees swaying violently. Jungkook's eyes narrowed. Jungkook, get away from the window. My heart jumped. What is it? Jungkook, stay here. Don't make a sound. He moved quickly, grabbing his phone, but the signal was dead. Jungkook, damn it. He grabbed his jacket, checking the gun tucked inside. Jungkook, lock the door behind me. No matter what you hear, don't open it. I shook my head, panic rising. Wait, you can't. But he was already outside. The door slammed, and I threw the lock, backing away. The wind screamed against the cabin, rain now slashing at the windows. I stood there, frozen, staring at the door, waiting, praying he would come back. Thunder crashed outside, each rumble shaking the tiny cabin. I paced back and forth, my eyes never leaving the door. Rain lashed against the windows, lightning carving silver scars across the dark forest. Seconds felt like hours. My heart pounded so loudly I could barely hear the storm. Then, a gunshot. My breath caught. I rushed to the window, my fingers trembling as I pulled back the curtain. Darkness. Nothing but shadows and rain. Jungkook, please. Another flash of lightning, and I saw it, two figures struggling in the mud. One of them was Jungkook, and the other. I couldn't tell, but the other man was armed. Panic seized me. I grabbed the iron poker by the fireplace, my only weapon. I didn't think. I didn't care. I unlocked the door and threw it open, rain slamming into me, the wind tearing at my clothes. Jungkook, he heard me. His head snapped toward me, his eyes wide. Jungkook, get back inside. But I couldn't. The other man swung his weapon toward him. My body moved on its own. I ran, the wet earth slipping beneath my feet. The man aimed, but I slammed the iron poker against his arm. He cried out, his gun falling to the mud. Jungkook didn't waste a second. His fist crashed into the man's face, sending him sprawling. But the attacker wasn't finished. He pulled a knife, lunging forward. I screamed. Jungkook twisted, the blade grazing his shoulder. Pain flashed across his face, but he didn't stop. He grabbed the man's wrist, twisting sharply, and the knife fell. With a final, brutal punch, the man crumpled to the ground, unmoving. Jungkook's chest rose and fell, his breathing ragged, rain dripping from his hair. Jungkook, I told you to stay inside. He would have killed you. His expression softened, panic and anger melting into something else. He stepped forward, his hands cupping my face. Jungkook, and you could have died. I didn't care. I didn't care about any of it. My arms wrapped around him, my face buried against his chest. Don't you dare leave me again. Don't you dare. His arms tightened around me, a warmth in the freezing rain. Jungkook, I won't. Not as long as you want me here. I pulled back, my eyes locking with his. His gaze searched mine, and for a moment, the storm didn't exist. Only us. Then he leaned in, his lips brushing against mine. Tentative, then stronger, desperate. I lost myself in the kiss, the fear melting away, replaced by something fierce and undeniable. When we broke apart, his forehead rested against mine. Jungkook, I'm not letting them take you. Not now. Not ever. Then don't try to protect me alone. A faint, tired smile crossed his lips. Jungkook, stubborn, but I guess that's why I. His voice trailed off, but his eyes said everything. I grabbed his hand, pulling him toward the cabin. We need to get you patched up. Inside, the warmth of the dying fire was a welcome relief. I grabbed a first aid kit, and he sat on the couch, wincing slightly as I cleaned the cut on his shoulder. Jungkook, this is insane. You know that, right? My life has been insane since I met you. Jungkook, and yet, you stayed. I paused, meeting his gaze. Because I didn't want to be safe. I wanted to be with you. He stared at me, something like disbelief and longing in his eyes. Jungkook, I should let you go. For your own good. But you won't. A faint smile. Jungkook, no. I won't. I leaned against his uninjured shoulder, my eyes closing, exhaustion finally crashing over me. Promise me you won't leave again. His hand gently touched my hair, his voice a soft whisper. Jungkook, I promise. And for the first time since this nightmare began, I felt safe. Because I wasn't just running from danger. I was running with him. The story ends here. What do you think about the story? Your comments are valuable to me. Please write your suggestions and thoughts in the comments.